So this week I wanted to show you all a Forestmen MOC that I'm very proud of. It is inspired by the late 80s and early 90s Forestmen theme from the Castle line, and even has elements of the 1996 Dark Forest line as well, which is another one of my favorite Castle sub-themes. So I've decided to name this MOC 6070 Riverside Refuge, since there are no other sets with that name or set number. And I even made a full old school style box mock-up, which I'll show you here, using a render from the studio file that I designed this with, and I think it came out pretty good. So I was inspired to make this one after seeing the Forestmen's Crossing set, and I've had this base plate in my collection for many years, and I knew it would be perfect to do sort of an upscaled version of the Forestmen's Crossing, so that's what I went for. It's approximately 300 pieces, thereabouts. I definitely have more Forestmen figures than would have come with a set of this size. I just found a lot of a bunch of them on eBay, and so I just threw them all in here. So of course we've got this nice river printed base plate, and we've got this peasant with a crossbow going across it on his white horse with a saddle. And I felt like this set should have a castle peasant figure to kind of merge the two themes to show that the Forestmen are based in the castle line. So here's the nice stone bridge that we have going across the river, and I think this came out pretty well. We've also got two large pine trees and two small pine trees, which are the same types that we saw in the Forestmen's hideout, so I felt like those fit in this scenario. We do also have a tree stump here from the western line, and technically that is a little bit out of era, but I really just felt like it fit perfectly here, so we've got a little Forestman hiding inside it, ready to ambush. He's a blue tunicked Forestman, and he's got the Forestman shield and a spear here with a blue feather. Then on the left side here, we've just got a generic green torsoed Forestman scouting the forest. He's got a brown cap and a red feather. So moving to their hideout, we've got a guard posted outside the door. He is in a red tunic. He has also got a halberd and another Forestman shield, and this time he's got a large red feather. So we've got our double wood doors here, and they can open up just like that. And we've got a nice torch on the outside, and this wall piece even has some printing. So now we can check out the inside here, and I wanted to give the vibe that this was built into a mountainside. So now on the inside here, we've got Merlin hanging out with the Forestmen. Again, not really era appropriate, but I just like the figure. He's got a gold goblet there. It's a little bit hard to see from this angle, but there's a 2x2 brown table in the back there, as well as a brown barrel, which of course has two yellow studs in there to act as their gold. I also wanted to make this fairly practical, so we've got a ladder leading up to the second floor, and on our second floor here we have another archer Forestman. Again, he's got a green tunic, except this time with a white feather. So moving him out of the way, we have got another ladder going up to the third floor, except behind it, you can actually lift it up like that, and we've got a treasure chest just resting inside the mountain face here. And surprise, surprise, there's a goblet and some more gold coins in there. So we can just hide that back in there. And that just rests on two 1x4 tiles. And I'm actually pretty proud of the way it works here. Normally a 2x4 object like this treasure chest wouldn't sit inside of a rock face like this, because the indent here keeps it from sitting perfectly on the studs. So with these being tiles, it actually hangs over just a little bit, and that is just enough to line it up snugly against these studs right here. So that holds it in place very well. It can't come in and out and can't really move side to side. So when you lower the ladder over, it's pretty secure. Up on the top floor here, we have two more guards. This one is again a generic green tunic, except with a yellow feather this time. And I wanted to make a unique looking Forestman, so this guy has got blue accenting on his arms and pants, as well as his plume. And technically this is a peasant shirt, but again it's the same printing as the wizard or Forestman tunics. And he's just got a sword there and a brown hat, and I really like the way this guy came out. He looks pretty cool. So up on this final floor, we've got a parapet so they can look out over the forest and kind of keep guard of their entryway. And then of course some guardrails and more parapets around the side. They've also got their classic red flag to denote that they are Forestmen. And of course it wouldn't be a Forestman set if it didn't have a nice rope bridge going between the tree and the outpost. And we have got yet another Forestman on here, again with the green tunic, and this time a large red plume. And I wanted to make their outpost look like it was built into a mountainside, so we've got some large rock pieces here with some foliage growing out of it, and I think that came together pretty nicely. So it's half mountain, half dark stone structure. And I did my best to keep this rope bridge bolted down pretty well. And looking on the back here, you can see there's more wall on this side, as well as these rock pieces, and a little bit more foliage. And this last segment here is this tree. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to do it in black like the original Forestmen theme or if I wanted to do it in brown like the Dark Forest theme. Personally, I do like the brown a lot more, but I ended up doing both, and that's because I wanted to build a jail cell in the base of the tree here. So the way I see it is they kind of reinforced this tree that was maybe rotting away, hollowed that out, and put some bricks around it so that they could build a jail cell into it. So in that way, I think I was able to get kind of the best of both, having the base be black and the top be brown like a tree. And of course, we've got some foliage coming out from all angles. And then at the top here, we've got another lookout post. And I was even lucky enough to get another forest woman figure, although she does have the wrong face print and a dark green bandana instead of a light green. Although it's a MOC, so I'm not really too worried about that. She does have the right torso. And so one of the last features here is, of course, we have a spear that's clipped on the side of the jail cell here. And we saw LEGO do the same technique in the Forestman's hideout, so I figured I might as well do it here as well. And we've also got another torch right here by the entrance to the jail cell. And so this is the last little feature here. And this whole wall just slides open, so you can get inside to our other peasant minifigure, and this is the last minifigure in the set. He has been locked up, and maybe the peasant on horseback is coming to get his friend out. Well, it's going to be pretty tough. He's got some 8 forestmen to go against. So this uses a lot of those black antenna pieces to act as the jail bars, and there's even 2 in the back there. And we've got a small window slit here, so no room to escape from this jail cell. So that is the entire MOC, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. It definitely looks and feels like a set that LEGO would have made in the mid to late 90s. If you want to build this yourself, it's not terribly expensive, not as expensive as it might seem compared to some other Forestman sets. Obviously the base plate is one of the most expensive parts, and then this stump and rope bridge are somewhere between $4 and $5, so a little bit expensive, but thankfully there's only 2. I think the main cost here is just the figures, which of course you can put whatever figures you want on this. I was just very lucky to find a large lot of Forestman figures, so I said that is perfect for my MOC, so I threw them in here. So if you do want to try building this yourself, I will include the studio file in the description so you can download that and take a look at it, see if it's something you'd be interested in. And please just let me know your thoughts on this, and if you want to see more MOCs like this, my favorite thing to do is build LEGO sets in old styles like this, as if they were made in the 80s or 90s. As that is my favorite era of LEGO. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, and I hope you enjoyed seeing it. Thank you for watching.